Hey, today I want to talk about some reasons why you should not ditch your old DVDs and Blu-rays. Why you should not ditch your old DVDs and Blu-rays, and also why certain movies are worth buying instead of streaming. Why certain movies are worth buying instead of streaming, okay? First, when you own the movie, you own it. You can take it, you can put it in your player, press play, sit back, relax. When you are streaming, now before you can stream a movie, you have to pay for the internet. You got to pay for Wi-Fi, okay? That's a monthly payment.
Well, give me the fucking money. I'll give you.
You can stream all the movies that you want, but at the same time, you don't own anything, okay? You don't have that pride of ownership, having it in your hand. That's what I'm talking about. The next thing is that the physical media, your Blu-rays and DVDs, are going to come with bonus material most of the time. Most of the time. You don't get that when you stream.
What?
Okay? You get the movie, and that's it. Another thing is that you can easily share your movie with somebody. Your physical movie, you can just take it, hand it off to somebody. You want to borrow it, they hand it to you. You can share your media. It's yours. The movie's not yours, but that disc that movie is on is yours. When you stream, you can't do that, okay? You cannot do that. You get to stream it, not them. Another advantage with holding on to your DVDs and Blu-rays is that you can sell it on eBay if somewhere down the line you feel like you want to sell the movie. There are movies that you want to stay away from, but I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But let's move on. You don't have to worry about streaming an edited version of your movie. Let me give you an example. I guess about 7 years ago, Paramount pulled Gone with the Wind. But if you own that Blu-ray, chances are it's going to increase in value. The fact that they will go back and edit some of these movies when they stream them to you is even more of a reason to hold on to your old DVDs and Blu-rays, because that means that they are going to increase in value. HBO pulled 87 titles. They pulled 87 movies. That's something that you have to worry about, having your favorite movie or TV series canceled. There was a science fiction series, may have come out in 2020. It was called Raised by Wolves, and it was produced by, I believe, Ridley Scott. It was excellent. I think it was the best science fiction series since Joss Whedon's Firefly. It was like one of those series that you couldn't wait to see the next episode. And it ran 2 seasons, and then they just, like a tap, they just cut it off. And I said, wow. The thing is that the last show was a cliffhanger. And I think it could have been because of viewership, but for whatever reason, they pulled it. And you couldn't get it anywhere else. Now, you might be able to find it on Blu-ray now. You know, you might have to go through eBay or something and find it on Blu-ray. But the point is that when they pulled it, I couldn't see that movie and that series anymore. I couldn't even see the back episodes anymore. So that's one of the disadvantages to streaming as opposed to owning a Blu-ray or a DVD. It's yours. You get to keep it unless you have a defective Blu-ray or DVD, but that's neither here nor there. Now, here's another thing. DVDs, particularly the Blu-rays, they will always look better because all of the data is local. It's right there on the disc. When you have a physical disc, it's always going to be clean and consistent all the way through. Now, another reason why you want to hold on to those physical movies is because you got this thing called criterion. Those movies are always going to be more expensive than non-criterion movies. You don't want to stream a criterion movie. I mean, who wants to stream Seven Samurai? Who wants to stream Lost Highway? I mean, who wants to stream a really great Criterion movie? The most important films. And the films that are the most important films are going to be Criterion films. Okay, now those movies are for true film lovers. True film lovers do not stream great movies. There are a lot of Blu-rays and 4K movies that are collectible. But when you're talking about a Criterion movie, you're talking about a true collector's movie. You know, there are people who just have Criterion libraries in their homes. They have one library down here where I live where they have a section just all Criterion movies. That's all they have is Criterion movies. They have a whole section. But you don't want to stream Criterion. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I want you to take away from this. You don't want to stream a Criterion. You want to own your Criterion. Because all of your movies are not worth owning. Every movie is not worth what stores charge. You know, you're being charged $29 for a movie that you can only sell for $2. In some cases, don't nobody want to give you $1 for it. You know, try to sell Fast and the Furious. No knock on the movie. But that movie, there are too many copies of that movie out. I mean, that's not really considered a special movie. Take a look at your physical DVDs and Blu-rays if you have some. Go to eBay and do an appraisal and see what you got before you give them away. And then think about some of the things that I said, especially about the integrity of that movie that you have. There are some things in this life that's still worth owning. You have a great day. God bless.